Hey, welcome back. New to PulseChain. I've got one here it's pretty fresh to me, anyways. I had a good friend of mine give me the details on a new project that's coming out, and this project was basically brought out as saying that hey, it's not ready yet. You're just going to be added to this room, and they're going to give you some more information. So I asked some questions. I kind of dove into it a little bit. They shared some information. This was the information they shared. I started to break it down a little bit, and as I did that, the holy shit light came on. And that's usually how it works for me. Is I have to go through and take the information that they supply, and then I will recreate a document and try to apply it into my own life to try to figure out how it works in my own eyes. So I like to use real estate when I describe lots of things, and so I'm going to use real estate in this aspect to kind of explain some things. So I've used real estate in the past as a way to describe how liquid loans could be amazing. Right? And so liquid loans has the potential. Just set the device, set the computer down for a second, by the way, just pause for a second. Set everything down, just put your headphones on and just listen to what has to be said right here. I mean, like, if you can grasp what I'm about to say, if you can understand what I'm about to say to you, you can be potentially extremely wealthy. This is not financial advice. This is nothing like that. And I'm probably going to have to do this video several times because you got to understand what exactly is taking place. And once you fully understand it, you're really going to see there's some huge upside potential for all of the little guys. Okay, so if you're a little guy, if you invested in PLS and you're a little guy, please listen to this, and please share this video because this is time sensitive, important information. It hasn't launched yet, so you have some time, I guess, but just try to wrap your brain around what's being said here, because there's a lot of information out there, and these guys in these chat rooms, some of these guys, they're smart, but almost to a fault, right? I mean, like, they're intelligent, and they throw all these numbers out there, and they throw all this math out there, and percentages, and collateral, and all this stuff, and it's like too much, especially if you've had COVID. It's just too fucking much, right? It's like just too much. So just put your stuff down for a second. Just listen to the real estate way of explaining it, and then let me fold that real estate idea into this crypto, and let me explain to you how they're exactly the same. So I explained in my past that I love real estate because it's passive, because I can invest in it, and I can hire a property manager, and I don't have to do anything, and I can just earn income. I've said that being rich and being wealthy are not the same thing. Being rich, you could be rich and not be wealthy. You can have a lot of money and it doesn't do anything for you. It's like, why would you have the money? It's not out there doing anything. It's not making you anything. Like right now, if you had a lot of money, you really don't have anything except for money that's being inflated to the point where it's like nothing. Or deflating, I guess. It's probably worth like 5 cents for every dollar. So real estate gives you the opportunity to earn income passively. Love it. Crypto does the same thing. So in the past, I've explained the BRRRR strategy, which is, buy, renovate, refinance, or rent it out, then refinance it and repeat. BRRRR. And that's a great strategy. But the issue with it is this. You have to have a pretty substantial amount of money to be able to even start that. And again, the little guys are not going to be able to do that. The 9-to-5ers, are you blue collar? You're not gonna be able to do that. Are you even some of the white collar at this point? I mean, middle class and lower class, or lower class. I don't like to say that; it's kind of rude. But middle class and upper class and 1%ers. I mean, it's really what it should be. And then there's poverty. There's homelessness. But they're all kind of molding into the same. If you're not wealthy, you're just on your way to being poor. And so to get wealthy, you have to have ways for income to come in. So In real estate, if you have the way to have that money work for you, you should. And in crypto, you should do the same thing. Crypto, you have a better opportunity because you don't have to have as much money to do it. But let's use real estate again. So let's say you want to invest in real estate, but you just don't have the money to do it. So what do? Well, you can partner with somebody, and then you guys can go into business together. That's a little risky because partnerships generally don't do well. I mean, what's the divorce rate right now? It's like ridiculously stupid. It's like 1 in 3 get divorced. It's really bad. And if you make it past 7 years, your chances of staying together are ridiculously low. I'm going on 17 years. I mean, I'm just like the outlier, I guess. So with real estate, if you don't have the money, but you want to invest, you invest in something called a REIT. It's a real estate, REIT, real estate investment trust. So now a trust is not like the contractor that says, hey, trust me, just give me $50,000 now and I'll come back on Monday and we'll knock this thing out, and then you never see the guy again. That's a different kind of trust. You just got your ass played, is what that is. That's not a trust. A trust is basically, you're a crypto, you understand this. It's a smart contract. It's a contract that says these are the parameters, this is what it's going to do, and this is how it's going to play out over this period of time. It's immutable because you can't change it, and it doesn't allow for any adjusting. It's like a trust is like, it's like the crypto equivalent of a contract, as a smart contract. Sorry. So you can take your money and you can put it into a REIT, and then you can earn basically dividends on your money that you put in there. So it could be 10%, could be 16%. I've seen some that are 27%. I would probably steer away from those because that usually means it's higher risk. So that's the real estate side. If you don't have the money to invest, you put it into a REIT. It's protected. It has all these legal amplifications. So basically, like, your money goes in and it's protected. It's not like it's going to just get ripped away from you. It's kind of housed in an area, and then you just get dividends back. So how can I equate a REIT into crypto? Well, our boy Haunted has created a crypto REIT. Yeah, I fucking said that. He created a crypto REIT. Yes, excuse my language. That's what he created. And how did he do that? Well, in liquid loans, you need a pretty good amount of money to even start a vault. In order to start a vault, the minimum you can collateral or have out of your vault, the minimum you can pull out is $2,000. And so that basically means, sure, you can collateralize super low if you wanted to. Not advisable because the market swings and you got all this volatility, right? And you could get liquidated real quick like. So you could collateralize low, but if you're going to do the Haunted strategy, you're going to collateralize, it's a great word, at 1,000%. That basically means that you're going to have $20,000 worth of PLS that you have to start with. Let me tell you something. The little guys are not going to be able to play that game. They don't get to play that game. They don't. Not until PLS does a 20x. Then they get to play. See, that's not fair. That ain't cool. So our boy Haunted said, y'all gonna be rich. I'm gonna make you guys all rich. And he created basically a REIT. You don't have enough funds to get into the project? I am going to give you percentages of the winnings by giving you a token. And then he tokenized the REIT. I don't think he's even called it his thing a tokenized REIT yet. But it is. And it's exactly what it's going to do. I'm going to dig into this thing a little bit deeper. I've given you zero information about it. Real quickly, the supply is 21 million. The admin keys, none. Staking, no. Governance, no. Uses, it doesn't have any uses. It's the same thing as Bitcoin. You can buy it, you can sell it, or you can send it. And in fact, you could send it all to me if you'd like. Deflationary, yes. it's deflationary. So that's part of what he's going to do. He's going to break it into 3 wallets, and he's going to basically take the funds that he gets from the sacrifice, as well as the funds that he already has. And I'm saying I don't know who this he is. He calls it a benevolent wallet. I'm probably just going to call it the BW from now on, because benevolent's hard for me to say. But basically, there's going to be 3 divisions of this money, and they're all going to create a different vault and do different things. Pretty cool, right? And that allows for the little guy to get involved, because now some of the funds from those vaults, when they, instead of going back into, let's say, so the strategy is that when it goes up 10%, takes out a loan, and not all of that money now, instead of like taking out a loan and buying PLS and all the money going back into the system and restarting, 75% of it's going back into the system, 25% is going into his token to buy it and burn it, deflating that token and upping the price every single time. So in the first year, when PLS does its skyrocketing, goes up thousands of percentage, think about how fast this 21 million is going to just dwindle, because people are going to sell it. So you can get involved with it, and I'm sure there's going to be other ways to, I'm sure well, I'll get into that later. Because I have to really think that one out a little bit more before I start talking about that. But that's basically, in essence, what he's created. And you can go through all of his documentation. Just go and join his Telegram group. I will try to leave it in the description below. You just go in and dig into the small amount of paperwork, not even paperwork yet. It's just typing. Dive into what's in there. In this, it's not called Haunted Hands. It's called Up token. I don't know why I wrote that. Go in and just research it. There's only like 150 people in the room right now, and just really dig yourself into it. Try to figure out how you can benefit from this. If you're a little guy, if you've only invested $1,000, which is the average that invested in PLS, they have to wait a long time in order to use liquid loans. So if you want to use liquid loans, but you don't have the funds, hey, Crypto REIT, here we come. Thanks a lot. We will be talking again soon. I got to dig into this a little bit deeper. But for now, I wanted to coin the term Crypto REIT because it's the first one. I mean, it doesn't exist yet, and Haunted has just created it.